Hi, Vinay.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, let's give it another 2 minutes and then we can get started.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Krupa. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Sai Kiran. So let's get started. We're already around 15 minutes late than the scheduled time. So, yeah, I actually received only 3 resumes, not more than that. So let's start by reviewing those resumes that we received. But before that, for the first 5 minutes, maybe we'll review what we did last week, the topics that we covered. So last week we kind of covered how the resume should be structured, ATS friendly resume, right? Uh, a particular flow that should be followed while preparing a resume and all, right? So, and what else did we cover? Mm, 1 second. Yeah, how can we customize our resume and why is it important to have at least 2 to 3 resume copies for every person, right? That is what we covered, and how to brand ourselves by using our resume. And at the same time, there are certain typical questions that will be answered, that how we need to respond to them, and how your strengths mentioned in your resume should be aligned with your experience or your projects that you have worked on, right? You should not read through your resume. It should be like a discussion that's happening between two individuals in an interview. That's what we covered last time. So before this is how a typical resume structure would look like: a header with your name and contact details, your LinkedIn and summary about yourself, education, skills, and experience. Okay. And always use specific words like worked, collaborated, instead of saying I used to work on so and so projects. Okay. Instead of using that, use actionable words. You worked, collaborated, achieved, and always make sure you're quantifying the resume. You're quantifying your achievements in the resume. How I mentioned, right? There should be some percentages that should be mentioned for an experienced personnel. But if you are not an experienced guy, then of course you cannot quantify your achievement, but mention that how your strengths, I mean, how by using your strengths you are able to finish those projects being a fresher. Okay.
Yes.
Only experienced people would be able to quantify it because they'll be working on real time projects and all, right? So that is all. And there were few questions. If it is a fresher, how do we make sure our resumes get noticed and all? I did share certain links with the people that you need to work on remote jobs, try to do some real-time projects, okay, on a contract basis or something for which you'll get paid on an hourly basis. Try to find that kind of jobs, okay, until you get hired as a full-time somewhere here. Okay. Use that project experience or exposure and mention that in your resumes and also ask those people, okay, who gave you that project work to endorse you or recommend you on LinkedIn. This is also, this is what we discussed last time, right?
Yeah.
And what else? And there were few questions that we have addressed. Mm, what else are we missing?
I guess you covered everything.
I covered everything, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now let's go ahead and let me share my screen when we will start doing the resumes that we will see. Let me know when you're able to see my screen.
Yeah. We are able to see the screen.
And one more thing. How can someone speak?
Sorry, Rakesh.
Yeah, perfect. No, I just connected to TV. Wanted to know
Okay.
this. No.
Rakesh, I've shared my resume to the email. Can you
Oh,
please
okay.
check that?
Sure, but I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, for the 15, now it is 10:22 till 10:35 or so. We'll kind of review 10:35 or 40. We'll kind of review the resumes that we receive. Let me just zoom in a little bit so that people in the class here also would be able to see it properly. Okay. So this is Krupa's resume. So she has followed a particular flow, her details, email ID, her objective, educational qualification, and looks like she's a fresher. She just passed out MBA in last year. And her key skills: advanced Excel, SQL, digital marketing, HRM, problem solving and statistical solving process, project names. This is a project name. And she mentioned, maybe she described a little bit about the project in a couple of sentences, which is HR analytics applies various statistical tools and collected data to create interventions and augmented business necessities towards organization efficiency. And this is descriptive diagnostic. Okay. Okay. Just screen this resume a little. Okay. And see if this meets the ATS criteria that we discussed last week, which is, are there any specific keywords that she has mentioned as a part of her resume, and how she mentioned about her project and other stuff. Can you just go through it and tell me? I'll give you maybe 2 minutes. Let me know when to scroll down. I'll scroll it down. I'm going on to the next page.
Rakesh, you want us to identify what is wrong in the resume? I mean, what can be improved?
Sorry.
You are asking us to,
No, just
check.
screen the resume first and keep the points that you have identified, and we'll discuss them.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Done. Okay. Now, according to me, the flow of the resume is good. Okay. But there are few mistakes that I have observed. Okay. Number one, uh, grammatical errors. Grammatical error. If you see, statistical tools and the collected data, the shouldn't be there. We need to make sure the grammar should be correct. There should not be any grammatical errors in your resume. Number one. Actually, there are few grammatical errors, and regarding this mini project, okay, it is more of uh, explaining the project rather than mentioning what exactly she did. Okay,
Yes.
what exactly Krupa did in as a part of this mini project is actually explaining about the FMCG sector in India. But in my resume, I did not mention about any sector. It should be more on what I did in that mini project. That is one big error here. So, Krupa, I will talk to you later as to what should be included here because I wanted to know what exactly you did as a part of this mini project. Then I'll be able to help you personally on this. Okay, if you're there on that, right? And the major project again, a leave management system is a process within an organization. So here also, she said she worked on corporate leave management system. Again, she's explaining about that LMS leave management system, what it is, but she did not mention what she did as a part of that project. I know what leave management system is, but what did you do? What value did you create working on that project? That is important. Never mention about what project did you do. Mention what you did, what value you created working in that project. Okay, because see, in a typical scenario, I know what a leave management system is become of because I'm already working in an organization as a hiring manager. I know because I keep approving leaves to my team members. Okay. And in the certification area as well, is Krupa online? I just wanted to, yeah, she is. Okay. Krupa, why don't you just make a note of the points that I'm talking about so that you can change your resume later or make modifications about it. Okay. So certifications and training. Okay. In certifications and training, she mentioned Microsoft certified and advanced Excel training. Exactly. Training shouldn't be mentioned. She's a Microsoft certified associate or whatever it is. Or Microsoft certified in advanced Excel. That's it. Okay. SQL data analytics. This, I would say, it is more of a skill rather than a certification that she mentioned. Or she can say that I'm trained in SQL. That line should be good enough. Okay. Strengths, problem solving and statistical solving process. Statistical solving process is not a typical strength that should be mentioned. It is generally problem solving skills that is good enough. Searching for new websites and data analysis and HRM process with data. Here, instead of mentioning searching for new websites, instead of that, you need to mention researching. Okay, research on HRM process. You can mention that. Or you like to research. In the bracket, mention what kind of things you like to research. And if you are mentioning that as a strength, mention it in a different way, not like this. Okay. Good teamwork and communication. Or I can say uh, very strong communication skills. Or a strong team player. That should be good enough. Just mention strong team player. That should be good enough. Here again, we have grammatical errors. Dancing with yoga and drawing with interesting things. So there should not be with dancing, yoga, and drawing. That's it. Comma, and drawing. That's it. Playing shuttle and watching movies. I would say instead of mentioning shuttle, mention badminton. Badminton is the right word to use. Okay. Learning and creating new things. I would say remove this because you're already mentioning that you like art in the first point, which is drawing, dancing, and yoga. Dancing and drawing are already a part of creative hobby. So you can remove this at the bottom, third point. These are the points in this resume. Did you guys observe anything else here other than this? Even here in the correct career objective as well, there are few grammatical errors. But a good job, Krupa. But I see that you have prepared your resume on your own without using any kind of AI tools. That's a really good job. But that's okay. I will help you to kind of modify this resume so that it will be a perfect thing. Okay. Thanks for sharing the resume. Let's go ahead with another one. Let's go with Madhavi's. Yeah. Okay. We have a pretty good intro at the beginning. Results oriented. Okay. You guys again go through the resume. I'll also read. Results-oriented professional with more than 15 plus years of experience in a day-to-day business operations management and data analytics. Demonstrated ability to streamline processes from complex financial processes. Strong track record of coordination in accounting, finance. Subject matter expert in financial processes. Excellent communicator with the innate ability to lead, train, and motivate successful teams. Okay. Specializing in Power BI dashboards and data visualization, proficient in transforming raw data into actionable insights to drive business decisions. Adept at SQL, Excel, and data storytelling with a keen interest in automating reports and optimizing business processes. Passionate about leveraging data to improve business performance and efficiency. Aspiring for growth-oriented career, providing scope for continuous learning and work in progressive work culture with the freedom of creativity and innovation, and where there is an ample scope for proving my skills and abilities. Okay, I'll get back to these three paras that you've mentioned here, Madhavi.
Sure, Adarsh.
Now, yeah, and data visualization and reporting, Power BI, data analysis and interpretation, SQL, advanced Excel, okay, business intelligence, API tracking, okay, okay, Power Query, DAX, problem solving and analytical thinking, okay, MBA, okay, graduate diploma, okay, business solutions, yes. Certification and training, Microsoft certified, Excel 2019 associate, perfect. Power BI for data visualization and reporting, okay. Now, okay. Also worked on a supplier merger analysis where I successfully identified critical suppliers of global suppliers. My main responsibilities included analyzing and interpreting critical supplier data, sending emails to relevant fusion vendors that are used to address duplication of vendors and regularly communicating with stakeholders to track the status of supplier data. Okay. By smart admin, creation of vendors in by smart catalogs, file submission. Audit of the payments to vendors. So, potential to be there and accuracy of the work across regions. Okay. Reading books. Okay. First of all, Madhavi, a great job with your resume.
Mhm.
You have mentioned specific keywords. That is perfect. And I don't see any grammar errors, but there are some changes that I have observed, but I wanted to know the team, what did they observe in this resume? I want to know from others. Did you guys observe anything?
Oh,
And one more thing, even I
Yeah.
know it. I didn't mention achievements regarding any other projects. Like, so that is where I'm lacking, and how to mention that I'm not able to understand. So I didn't.
Where exactly? You're talking here?
Uh,
Here?
um, Maybe work. So what did I do? What FT reduction or whatever savings I do? That to be mentioned. I didn't mention anywhere because uh, I'm not sure of the thing.
That's okay. That's okay, ma'am. Absolutely. I'm totally fine with it.
Mhm.
I'll explain you. I'll explain you where you missed on explaining certain things. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. The first thing that I observed here is there is too much of information here at the top. Number one. Actually, I would say mention this thing in your LinkedIn profile
Okay.
instead of on your resume. And I've observed a couple of what do you say, redundant information. There are some duplicate information as well. If you see, if I
Mhm.
read through this first para,
Mhm.
this is result oriented. It's not results oriented. Number one, result
Mhm.
oriented professional with you don't have to mention with more than with 15 plus years of experience. That should be good enough.
Okay.
In a day-to-day business operations management and data analytics. So this line
Mm.
in a day-to-day is also not required.
Okay.
15 plus years of experience in business operations management and data analytics. Crisp and clear.
Okay.
Next,
Okay.
demonstrated ability to streamline processes from complex financial processes. The processes word is again repeating twice in the same line,
Mm.
in a single line. That should not happen. And the next one is strong track record of coordination in accounting, finance, and full stop. Okay. Accounting and finance,
Okay.
that should come, and subject matter expert in financial processes. So
Mm.
if you see in this first line itself, you're kind of using processes three times. Okay. So try to avoid using similar kind of words in in a same line or maybe in the next two lines or something like that. Make sure you're not repeating those words. Now that is
Okay.
one major observation.
Mm.
And here also, specializing in Power BI dashboards and data visualization, proficient in transforming raw data into actionable insights, to drive business decisions, adapt. All these things can be mentioned in LinkedIn, but not in resume. There is too much of
Okay.
information here. Make
Mm.
sure your professional summary at the top here should
Mm.
not be more than 50 words, 50 to
Okay.
70 words, not more than that. Now, if you see, it is almost above 100 easily, above 100 words.
Yes.
Because when I'm going through that resume, if I see too much of information at the top, I would just ignore it. Though you're mentioning about yourself, what you did there. So instead of that, in the experience area itself, try to quantify. Now she mentioned something here, right? She currently working in supplier data quality process as an individual contributor. Now, if she mentioned about her achievement in achieving some efficiency in data quality, whatever project that she is working, that percentage number or something, that would be a great eye catcher, right? It will be very much ATS friendly, and also it would highlight when I'm holding the resume in my hand as a recruit or a hiring manager, I would see that highlight over there in her resume that she has uh, efficiently performed her data quality responsibilities. So what I'll ask a question, how did you achieve this? I would like to know what value you added in your previous job role, right? That is how you, that is what you need to mention there, right?
Okay.
And I also
So you mean to say, should I mention any percentage or FT reduction or savings, like an example?
see, yeah, if you see, currently working in supplier data quality process as an individual contributor.
Mm,
Okay. You've mentioned supplier data quality here. Fine.
mm.
Absolutely fine. But in data quality, working there, what value did you add to the team?
Okay.
You
Okay.
might have worked on some process. Some day
Mm.
you might have followed some data quality procedures for that
Okay.
procurement only, right?
Yes.
Huh. Some data quality process you followed. By following that, you might have faced some issues over there. How did you solve that? If you have solved, there would have been some value that you generated, some efficiency number, right?
Mm.
So try to mention that.
Okay.
Okay, Madhavi?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I also worked on a supplier merger analysis. I would recommend remove also.
Mm.
Just mention I worked in supplier on supplier merger analysis where I successfully identified and removed duplicate suppliers of the global supplier base.
Okay.
Or else you can say I successfully identified the duplicate suppliers as a part of this merger analysis, which resulted in some sort of efficiency. Something like that. Come up with a number or something, some value that you created.
Okay.
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 And my main responsibilities included analyzing. Remove
Mm.
this sentence. I analyzed, interpreted
Mm.
critical supplier data.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Sending emails to relevant fusion vendor teams to address duplication of vendors. So instead of that, it should be short and crisp. I analyzed and interpreted critical supplier data
Mm.
and remediated duplication of vendors.
Okay.
Okay, which
Okay.
resulted in non-redundant data for the stakeholders.
Okay. Okay.
It was short and crisp, just in 2 lines
Mm.
instead of 3 to 4 lines. Done.
Okay. Okay.
It was to the point. You're not describing it very much. You're not dragging that line too much. You're just
Mm.
mentioning to the point exactly what you did. That's it. Now, if you see creation of vendors in buy smart applications, this is fine. Catalogs, uphold, deactivation, downloads, what exactly you did as a part of buy smart domain, handling query mails from the users, changes, granting permission and roles for the, I don't think too much. I think you're highlighting too many points out here. Try to put only 2 to 3 points and try to maybe shorten, maybe try to feed file submission. Is this part of, I mean, are these features part of this particular uh,
Yes. By
team,
smart.
My Smart Admin? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a recruiter or a hiring manager, I do not want to know what Buy Smart Admin is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wanted to know what you did.
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, put something like this in a couple of lines and finish it.
Okay. Okay.
Because as you're mentioning too many bullet points, the resume
Mm.
actually went into 3 pages. 4,
Yes.
is it? Okay, 1,
4.
2, 3, 4. Okay. So yeah,
Mm.
that is one observation, Madhavi. And
Yeah.
audited the payments to vendors for this. This is absolutely fine. This is something we need to, this is how we need to put what you did. Okay.
Okay.
Audited the payments of vendors for MENA regions.
Okay.
Okay. Middle East
Yeah. Yeah. Off.
region.
Yes.
Off. Okay.
Yeah.
Audited the payments to HSBC staff members. Again, of HSBC
Off.
staff
Yes.
members
Mm.
working in MENA region for any business. Okay. Payments for vendors. Okay. Instead of this, 2 lines, you can actually mention them in the same line because once a staff member is working
Yes.
in MENA region for any business trips or personal experiences. Okay. Yeah. You can put that in a single line.
Single line.
Audited payments for vendors and HSBC staff members working in MENA region. Okay. Which dealt with which also dealt with business trips and personal expenses incurred on behalf of the bank. Done? Single line,
Yes.
finish it.
Yes.
Finance executive, Hong Kong and Singapore, payments to the vendors in Hong Kong and
So
Singapore.
this is also related to the same criteria, but different regions. In fact,
Okay, okay.
I can collaborate it.
Yeah, you can club it because this is coming up into one point and this falls under second point.
So my one question is in accounts payable, I got 12 years experience. I was
Okay.
in the finance executive role for 12 years, and there I got the promotions. Within 2 years, I got 2 promotions. In fact, almost
Okay.
2 years difference. So
Okay.
how to cover this up 12 years in one role? But
Okay.
actually, I worked for different regions. That is different, but it's on the same role.
Got it. Got it. You worked as a finance executive for 12 years, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. In that case, mention a little bit, maybe a 2 to 3 points about what you did in that finance executive role,
Mhm.
not more than that, and highlight the major achievements which you did in MENA and Hong Kong and Singapore regions,
Okay.
because that would show your cultural diversity and your
Mm.
exposure to different markets, international markets,
Yes,
handling these kind of stakeholders.
yes.
Because for an experienced individual like you, one strong point in your resume would be how do you handle international stakeholders? Because their cultural diversity is different, their thought process would be different, how they talk and how they do the business is different, right? So try to
Yes.
highlight that in your resume instead of the basic things that you did initially in your career,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this is good, and this is also good. Strengths.
Okay.
Yeah, and hobbies and interests are also good. Fine. So by reducing these things, it would come up to only 2 pages.
Okay.
And one more thing, Madhavi, do not, what do you say, try to use different bullets across your resume. Try to maintain the consistency. If you are using a dot as a bullet point, use
Okay.
dot everywhere. If you are using something else, use that. So try not to keep different. Here it is a square,
Mm.
here square, here it is different.
Dot.
Again, here it is a
Mhm.
dot. So for these, you don't need a bullet, and do not try to intend I mean, do not try to indent the resume so much towards the right. Only
Okay.
for bullet points, it will obviously move a little right, right, when compared to the line above it. So that should be good enough.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the observation in your resume.
So will there be any roles of this kind in the market?
Roles you're asking
Yeah, yeah.
for?
Supply for the supplier data quality, which I'm currently working.
Mhm.
Will there be any
They, there are
opportunities?
there are roles in the market, Madhavi, for procurement and supplier. I don't know if you are aware of sourcing executives, sourcing managers, or
Okay.
contract negotiation experts and all.
Mm, mm.
I don't know how much you were a part of that
No.
in your current role, something like that?
No, is not part of that
Okay.
contract.
But there are few roles known as buyers in the
Yeah,
procurement role. Yeah.
yeah.
Or either you can get into a senior sourcing consultant or something like that, because you worked with international customers, right? That
Yes.
can be one area that you can look into.
Okay.
But as now you're moving, if you're, I mean, if you're really interested into moving into this data analysis role, then we might have to follow a different approach.
So, uh, will this resume work for that analytics? Because I didn't mention much about the analytics here because of the missing experience on that. So, how to
For a data
project?
analyst role,
Yes.
definitely this resume
Mm,
will not work.
okay.
Okay, so if you are getting into an consultant or a senior consultant role, then it will definitely work, but with minor changes that I just mentioned.
Okay.
Okay, if you have to mention about data analysis, then at least for 3 to 4 years, at least
Yeah.
somewhere in your previous experience, you need to mention wherein you kind of analyzed some what do you call, some payments for the international customers. This is what you have identified. You have identified some anomalies. Okay. Procurement is mainly about savings, right? You have
Yes.
identified some unnecessary spend by our customers or maybe our stakeholders. Okay. By
Yeah.
identifying those things, you have recommended certain things due to which you were able to save some dollars to the
Okay.
company, something like that. That would work for a data analyst role.
But actually, my current role, supply data quality,
Mm-hmm.
it's 100% analysis of the data only, but it's not on some tool. We get the data on the Excel sheet and then we work on the things. Uh, the tool is missing, like Power BI,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Those are the things that we need to incorporate in this resume. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Rakesh.
Yeah. Thanks, Madhavi. Mm-hmm.
Then if we switch into data entry, so will we get the value of entry level or senior level?
Okay. Priyansh here is asking a question. If a candidate has 10 years of experience, non-data analyst experience, like Madhavi, you're a senior person here and somewhere around 12 to 13 years of experience. Similarly, if someone has a non-data analysis experience, he's saying if he or she wants to switch
Mm.
their career, will they get the package based on their current package, or will they be considered as an entry level and go on a lesser package? I would say no. They will be considered their package on the previous, but we need to make sure you're including something in your resume so that they will hire you. If your
Yes.
package is way high, they may not hire you.
Mm.
After 10 to 12 years of experience, if you're earning around 15 lakhs per annum or 20 lakhs per annum, okay, and if you want to go ahead for a data analyst role, obviously data analyst will not get so much in the beginning right away. Their package would start somewhere from 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, something like that. Now, that's an entry level role. Even the senior analyst will not get so much straight away. Okay. Either it will be a lead data analyst, someone who can get that particular package. If you're a if you only have around 2 to 3 years of data analysis experience, but you had some other operational or executive experience before that, and it is summing up to around 10 years, then it might be a challenge. Now you need to make sure you're highlighting different projects on resume and not applying for data analyst, but applying for at least senior analyst roles, wherein at least they'll be able to give you the same package that you were getting in your previous role. There will be some compromises that you'll have to make, but not to an extent where it is way beyond your this thing league. Okay. Okay, we're done with this. Venu's resume. So Venu, detail-oriented operations executive with experience in outbound calling and problem solving. Okay, proficient in advanced Excel with strong analytical and communication skills, seeking a role to apply data-driven decision making. Okay, perfect. Next, executive operations. Star Tech is the project. Okay, in Bob. Huh? Star Tech is a company name. Okay. Conduct outbound calls to customers to address queries and provide solutions, identify and resolve customer issues efficiently to enhance satisfaction, maintain accurate call records and documentation to ensure smooth operations, collaborate with teams to optimize service quality and workflow efficiency. Okay, BSc mathematics. Okay. Plotting pivot tables, VLOOKUP, okay, dashboards, data management, joins, aggregation, subquerying, English, Telugu, okay. Profit analysis dashboard designed an interactive dashboard using pivot tables and charts. Okay. Created a dynamic sales report to track key performance indicators. Showcasing discipline and consistency in both personal and professional life. Okay. Single line resume, single page resume. Okay. Okay. Thanks for sharing the resume, Venu. Grammatically, it is good, but there are certain observations that I could make, which are instead of conduct outbound calls to customers to address queries and provide solutions, I think we can tweak that statement a little. Something like, addressed customer queries. Queries, what kind of queries did you address? And I'm asking you just like that. Mention addressed customer queries on one or two problems in the bracket. Okay. Via outbound calls or through outbound calls. Done. Identify and resolve customer issues efficiently to enhance satisfaction. Identified and resolved. Identified and resolved. Okay. Maintained accurate call records and documentation to ensure smooth operations. Okay. Maintained 95% quality, 95%, something like that, 95% quality in documentation, okay, of the calls that I attended. That should be good. Collaborate with teams to optimize service. Collaborated with teams to optimize service quality and workflow efficiency. Done. These are the things that you need to do. Next. This is fine. Advanced analysis, sorry, data analysis and reporting, pivot tables, VLOOKUP dashboards, data cleaning, data visualization and all. Okay, formulas. Put these under advanced Excel. ikkade ante దీని కిందనే పెట్టేసాయి ఇక్కడ అడ్వాన్స్డ్ ఎక్సెల్ కిందనే అడ్వాన్స్డ్ ఎక్సెల్ పక్కన ఒక కోలన్ పెట్టి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ దోస్ థింగ్స్ ఓకే అండ్ ఎస్క్యూఎల్ ఇక్కడ ఎస్క్యూఎల్ పెట్టి కోలన్ పెట్టి ఈ లైన్ మెన్షన్ చేసే దట్ షుడ్ బి గుడ్ ఎనఫ్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ ఇట్లా పెట్టే కదా బుల్లెట్ పాయింట్స్ ఇట్లా పెట్టు వర్టికల్ గా పెట్టు ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ హారిజాంటల్. Now, profit analysis dashboard. Design an interactive dashboard using pivot tables and charts అంటున్నావు. Profit analysis dashboard అని పెట్టినప్పుడు try to explain a little more about that project or dashboard. ఒక 2 lines. Okay. Created a dynamic sales report to track key performance indicator. What are those key performance indicators? What did you identify in that sales data dashboard అనేది కూడా మెన్షన్ చేయాలి అక్కడ. Okay. Because you're mentioning KPIs. Now, as an interviewer, I'll ask you, what KPIs did you identify? What does the business need? Business నేను ఏం ఐడెంటిఫై చేయమన్నది అక్కడ, right? Because there will be certain goals for that business. Based on that, the requirement only, you will analyze the data and give them those insights or the KPIs that they are looking for, right? If they have not laid out their KPIs, you come up with the KPIs by understanding their business. Right? If they're already saying that I wanted to identify or I wanted you to give sales for particular region, profits on for certain product, and is there any seasonal variances for our sales in so and so region or something like that. These are the KPIs for their business, right? Yeah. Interests, fitness and showcasing. Okay. ఫిట్‌నెస్ అండ్ జిమ్‌ని హైలైట్ చేస్తున్నావు. యూ ఆర్ హైలైటింగ్. బట్ కింద షోకేసింగ్ డిసిప్లిన్ అండ్ కన్సిస్టెన్సీ ఇన్ బోత్ పర్సనల్ అండ్ ప్రొఫెషనల్ లైఫ్ అని అన్నావు. దానికి పైన దానికి అసలు లింక్ లేదు. ఆఫ్‌కోర్స్ లింక్ ఉండదు. కానీ దాన్ని బోల్డ్‌లో పెట్టి కింద నార్మల్‌గా రాస్తున్నావు. అలా గాకుండా యూ నీడ్ టు ఎక్స్‌ప్లెయిన్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ఎ డిఫరెంట్ వే. ఎలా అంటే యువర్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్స్ ఈజ్ లివింగ్ ఎ హెల్తీ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ అని పెట్టు. a healthy lifestyle నంబర్ 1. Disciplined and consistent in both personal and professional life. That's it. 2 points. Done. షోకేసింగ్ డిసిప్లిన్ అనేది అవసరం లేదు. బుల్లెట్ పాయింట్‌లో డిసిప్లిన్డ్ అండ్ కన్సిస్టెంట్ ఇన్ బోత్ ప్రొఫెషనల్ అండ్ పర్సనల్ లైఫ్. డన్. దట్ షుడ్ బి గుడ్ ఎనఫ్. సర్టిఫికేషన్స్. మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ ఆఫీస్ స్పెషలిస్ట్, ఎక్సెల్ అసోసియేట్. ఈ లింక్ ఇక్కడ పెట్టాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. తీసేసేయి. అది పెట్టావు కదా! దాని డేట్ మెన్షన్ చెయ్యి. సర్టిఫికేట్ నంబర్ ఉంటది కదా! ఆ నంబర్ మెన్షన్ చెయ్యి చాలు. ఓకేనా? దట్ షుడ్ బి గుడ్ ఎనఫ్. ఇఫ్ నాట్, నీ లింక్డ్ఇన్ ప్రొఫైల్‌లో ఆబ్వియస్‌లీ నువ్వు సర్టిఫికేట్ పెట్టుంటావు కాబట్టి ఇందులోకెళ్ళి నుంచి లింక్డ్ఇన్ ప్రొఫైల్‌కెళ్తారు. అక్కడ చెక్ చేసుకుంటాడు వాడు. జస్ట్ మెన్షన్ ఇన్ విచ్ ఇయర్ యూ డిడ్ దట్ సర్టిఫికేషన్. దట్స్ ఇట్. దిస్ ఈస్ అ ఫీడ్‌బ్యాక్ ఫర్ యూ. ఓకే. someone else all.
Yeah, this is Saikiran. So I've shared the mail today.
Oh, okay, second. Just give me a minute. Venu here is asking a question. I'll address that first and we'll come to your resume.
Sure.
Yeah. ఆహా! ఫ్రెషర్‌గానే అప్లై చేయాలి. సో, నువ్వు అక్కడ అప్లై చేసినప్పుడు ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్‌ని కొంచెం హైలైట్ చేయాలి. ఒక 2-3 లైన్స్ దీనికి, ఒక 2-3 లైన్స్ దీనికి. ఐడెంటిఫై చేసిన కేపీఐస్ ఏంటిది? ఏం వాడి నువ్వు ఐడెంటిఫై చేశావు అనేది యూ నీడ్ టు మెన్షన్ దోస్ థింగ్స్. దెన్ యూ కెన్ అప్లై యాస్ ఎ ఫ్రెషర్ ఫర్ ఎ డేటా అనలిస్ట్ రోల్. ఓకేనా? ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ టిపికల్లీ నువ్వు అవుట్‌బౌండ్ కాల్స్ అని మెన్షన్ చేస్తున్నావు కాబట్టి ఐ డోంట్ థింక్ దేర్ ఈస్ సంథింగ్ దట్ యూ కెన్ మెన్షన్ అబౌట్ డేటా అనాలిసిస్ దేర్. ఓకే. అది. ఓకేనా? డన్. సో లెట్స్ గో విత్ Sai Kiran's resume. Okay. Okay. Sai Kiran, professional summary result driven process improvement specialist with 4+ years of experience in business operations, policy support and process improvement. Okay. Adapted driving efficiency improvement. Okay. Reducing turnaround time and implementing cost saving initiatives. Skilled in data analysis and stakeholder collaboration, ensuring seamless policy execution and compliance. Proven track record of reducing turnaround time, optimizing workflows through tooling enhancements, and achieving 100% SLA. Okay. Core competencies: process improvement and cost optimization, policy development and change management, root cause analysis, value stream mapping. Okay. Data analysis using performance metrics dashboard. Okay. Stakeholder collaboration, operational efficiency, training and mentorship. Perfect. Okay. Initiated 17 change logs for approved policy change to reflect on inflation. RC led initiatives to enhance efficiency using process mapping, value stream mapping. Okay. Partner with performance excellence and policy business analyst to estimate savings and assess operational impact. Okay. This, okay. Okay, delivered 2+ policy optimizations monthly. Instead of 2+, delivered more than 2 policy optimizations monthly. Achieved 100% SLA targets for productivity and quality within the set deadlines. Trained and mentored 10 new associates, achieving 100% certification pass rate or 100% pass rate. Or instead of that, associate with 100% success rate. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing the resume, Saikiran. It looks great. There are a couple of observations here in your resume as well. In your professional summary, here again, if you see result-driven process improvement specialist, process improvement here, policy support and process improvement again, that's a duplication. Okay. Adept at driving efficiency improvement. Efficiency itself talks about improving on something, right? So adept at driving efficiency, comma, reducing turnaround time. Okay. I wouldn't mention turnaround time here again because you're already mentioning TAT. TAT is a very simple word. A hiring manager would know. Okay. Reducing TAT and implementing cost saving initiatives. Okay. That is
Yes.
how you need to modify. And skilled in data analysis and stakeholder collaboration, ensuring seamless policy execution and compliance. I would rather mention instead of collaboration, mention management, stakeholder management, skilled in data analysis and stakeholder management, ensuring seamless policy execution and compliance. Proven track record of reducing TAT, optimizing workflows through tooling enhancements and achieving 100% SLA. Driving operational excellence. That's it. Again, you don't have to elaborate this line. Targets while driving operational excellence through data-driven decision making. All those things not required.
Yes.
Okay. I hope you
Okay.
understood how to modify this professional summary section. Core competencies are good. I have no comments on that. They are absolutely good. And coming to your experiences, you have highlighted you have quantified the value that you generated out there, but I wanted to know this one specifically. Achieved a 50% reduction in median turnaround time for policy change requests, significantly improving workflow efficiency. These numbers, percentages, when you are mentioning, right, you need to be very careful because as soon as as soon as I read this line, I might think that this particular process was so bad that after this person implemented some change, suddenly the numbers reduced by 50%. Which means, or maybe the median turnaround time, the median TAT in resolving certain issues that he was handling, 50% reduction.
Yeah.
Though,
Basically, like previously, it would take around 26 days, 27 days to implement the PCR because of sign-offs from the engineers, from stakeholders, repeated follow-ups and all this. So instead of that, we reduced it to 13 days.
Saikiran, can you please be a little louder?
Yeah. So previously, it would take around 26 days to implement the PCR. But however, because of sign-offs and follow-ups, continuous follow-ups for the engineers. But after this implementation, after the new implementation, we reduced it to 13 days.
13 days.
Yes.
Okay, fine. That's what I'm saying. If it is a real issue that you have experienced and resolved it well and good, and if you're able to convince the panel, then it is really good. Because what happens is there are certain processes, especially the one that you have just mentioned. There might be these kind of issues, but at times mentioning that 50 or 60% can actually kind of raise a doubt in the panel's mind, right?
Yeah.
If it
So
is
can I mention in terms of numbers? I mean, from 26 days to 13 days, like
no,
that.
no, 50% reduction is good. I wanted to know what exactly made created that reduction.
Okay.
What different thing that you could identify, which was not happening all this while?
Yeah.
Because this is a huge gap in the process. Either the management was ignoring that for whatever reasons, or they already know the solution, or or it is you who has identified that and you have resolved it. You should be able to convince, you should be able to sell this point. I hope you're getting my point, what I'm trying to say here,
Yes.
right? Think from the panel's perspective. From the business standpoint, if you're mentioning this 50% reduction in median turnaround time for a specific set of requests, what changed suddenly, or what you have identified which was not identified from quite some time? That is something you need to make sure how you need to sell that. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Rest everything looks good. Led initiatives to enhance efficiency using so and so. Okay, fine. I would say maybe how many points you've included? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, can you trim it to only maybe 8 to 10 points, not 12?
Sure.
See if you can do something out here.
Yeah.
Okay. Mention this trained and mentored and highlight these percentages. Bold them.
Okay.
Played a key role in achieving 471K in realized savings. Highlight this. Highlight this 50%. Highlight the contributor to 92% policy CSAT. Highlight from here 92% CSAT score. Okay. And conducted 17 evaluations to estimate impact through time and motion studies. I don't think you can remove this. I mean, you can remove this point because initiated 17 change logs to approved policy change reflect the official policy. I don't know how much value can, I mean, you can mention as a part of this particular point. See if you can remove these 2 points.
Sure.
I mean, if you want to mention, it is fine, but in my opinion, I'm just trying to see the kind of value that you might have brought to the table by mentioning those 2 points. That's the only thing that I'm thinking of, but that's okay. And yep, rest everything looks very good. Sai,
Sure.
thanks for sharing your resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. All right, now let's get back to our topics. Where are you? Here. Okay. We'll continue the common mistakes which you've already identified by reviewing the.
Rakesh, sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt. Like before
yeah.
that, I wanted to ask, like, how can I mean, if I'm knowing the data analysis, how can I include those in management? Because I don't have experience on that.
You're asking how to mention those points or skills in your resume. Is that what you want?
Yes.
The same thing, Sai Kiran, you need to work on some projects online. That is when you'll be able to mention. I don't think you have uh, huge experience. I think you're only 4+ years of experience, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe try to come up with a couple of reporting projects that you can think of in your current process. Okay. See, I mean, I would recommend there would be someone who is working on MIS reporting for the project that you're working on in your
Yeah.
company.
Yes,
No?
there is.
Yes, yeah. So go there, sit with them for some time, maybe weekly, twice or thrice, maybe for half an hour or something like that, and then go through their reporting stuff, what they are doing, understand it, try to include that in your resume.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, even if I haven't worked, can I mention that?
That's what I'm saying. You will understand, they'll explain you the process, what's happening, what you did and all.
Yeah.
You've already learned Excel, SQL, Power BI,
Yes.
done. So mention those things. That's fine, not a problem. You should just be able to explain what you have learned from that other peer out there. That should be good enough.
Yeah.
That's the only option that I can see for you. Or
Okay.
if you want more, if you want to gain more confidence, like I suggested in our first class, do some projects using the data that is available on different websites that I already shared. Or you can work on a contract basis for those companies. Okay. And gain that real-time exposure. It's up to
Yeah.
you, however you want to
Yeah.
do that. Okay.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Let's continue the class. Common resume mistakes, which you've already discussed by reviewing the resumes that were submitted today. One is
Yes,
typo.
sir. Sorry, Rakesh.
Yeah, who is it?
Yeah, it's Vinay. I have also shared my resume. Please, can you go through that?
Uh, 1 second. Okay. One first quick observation, Vinay. Instead of profile, the skills should come here. The skills heading. This should be your skills, and these are your strengths. Okay. And educational qualifications is good. I don't know when did you do that. Okay. For an experienced person, if you remember last time I mentioned one point, experienced, let's say the 5, 6, 7, whatever number of experience you have, only mention your highest qualification in your resume. You don't need, they're not bothered about your intermediate or SSC, those
Okay.
things. Okay. Only mention your highest qualification, which is MCA here in the master's degree. If your highest qualification is degree, mention that. BTech
Yes.
or BSc, whatever it is. You don't need to mention uh, 10th and intermediate, all that stuff. And percentages are not at all required. Not required. Percentages would be required, especially when you're a fresher, just to show that, okay, you have performed well in your academics. Okay. When
Yes.
you already have an experience, nobody would care about your academics, academic performances, right? Only when you're a,
Okay.
what do you call, a fresher, freshly passed out of graduate, that is when they'll look for your uh, percentages.
Percentages.
Yep,
Okay.
that's the observation. Um, worked as a regional MIS for Deccan region. Job responsibilities. Okay. One feedback to you, Vinay, is when you're mentioning 18 to 23, you worked on this particular thing. Mention whatever responsibilities you've done during that time here itself. Don't put a different section separately again. Because
Okay.
what it is doing is you're mentioning, yeah, who was that? Okay. Yeah. So what it's doing here is me as a recruiter, when I'm going through your resume, I'm only seeing a couple of lines, but what did you do or what value did you add during this time? Again, I'll have to scroll down that resume. I have to go down and I need to identify where exactly are you mentioning about this experience here, because there is nowhere link to that particular point here. So it is eating a lot of time for me, eating up a lot of time. Okay. That's the
Okay.
major observation.
Okay.
For all these things, put the points there itself, number one. And the same thing again,
Yes.
uh, try to keep it as simple as possible, Vinay. The resume looks good, but then it is lengthy, number one, and it looks
Okay.
a little fancier. Okay, a little fancier. So try to avoid that. Keep it simple.
Mm.
And the bullet points here are this. Bullet points are consistent, but these kind of things are not required here. These kind of
Okay.
bullet points, it should be very professional. This is looking a lot fancier. So I would say remove that.
Sure.
Because what happens is if it is more fancier, the system might not be able to pick it up properly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. That's the thing. Okay.
Yeah, I think is it useful for data analysis position?
Data analysis. I would say first edit your resume once again and then send it to me. I will review it.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vinay. Yeah. So now let's get started with our class. We're already way beyond our time. Yeah. So yeah, the common mistakes we already discussed, the typos and grammar errors and too much of information. Try to avoid that, and lack of keywords. One good thing that we have observed in all the resumes today is keywords were there. Keywords were there. Okay. But too much of information was there and there were typo and grammatical errors. And words were continuously being repeated in one or two lines. Okay. That shouldn't be the case. Generic content. Okay. We have also seen that generic content in first resume. We don't want to know the FMCG sector, how it happens. We wanted to know what you did, what value you created instead of the generic content. These are the common resume mistakes that everyone makes. Now, I would want everyone to use some AI tool, either ChatGPT or maybe other resume websites. Okay. Even there are free templates available over there. Okay. Log in, create a profile, create an ID or a profile in those websites. Okay. There is something called as Novo Resume. There is careers.uk, something like that. Go there, create your resume there. Use a free template available. There are 3 to 4 templates that are available. Use that. Okay. Now there is an AI assistant towards left. When you're editing your resume, there is an AI assistant. Punch in some keywords. Okay. And ask it to refine the resume. Then see how it is refining it. Review it. Okay, don't just copy and paste in your resume. Review it. What are the lines that it is using so that it is ATS friendly? Do this. Then update your resume accordingly. Or search for data analyst profile resumes, or again, you take, I mean, use the help of AI tool. Give a prompt stating, I need a data analyst resume with XYZ skills, Power BI, Advanced Excel with so many years of experience, how it should be. Or if you are currently from someone mentioned about FMCG, someone mentioned about procurement. For a procurement professional with 10 years of experience, okay, in procurement domain, but with a data analysis experience of 3 years or 4 years, because entire 10 years you cannot mention data analyst. At least for 3 to 4 years you are a part of that data analysis. How should I curate my resume, tailor my resume? Then take that resume and include your details in it. Edit that resume. Do not use the exact output that you get. Again, I'm telling you, repeating it more and more number of times. Do not copy and paste the same content, because if you're unaware of what points are mentioned, you're gone for a toss in the interview. Nobody can save you. Okay. Take the help of these tools to get a format. Then put your details in that resume. Modify it according to your personality. Then once you do that, you're aware of what points you're mentioning in your resume, number one, and you can prepare well for the interview as well. You'll be confident, and even he or she, they would know, because most of them are using AI tools for creating their resume. They are aware of it. There is nothing wrong in it, but there should be some similarity. I mean, highest similarity between what you are saying and what resume you're submitting. For that, you need to make sure you're reviewing, modifying it according to your previous experience. That is when you gain confidence and you speak well and perform well in the interview. Right? Yeah, that's the recommendation that I would give to you guys. Yeah. So the words I already mentioned, instead of I also did something like that, achieved, led, developed, improved. These are the action words that you need to use in your experience or maybe projects that you worked on. And I also mentioned to highlight the measurable achievements. You need to quantify it and make it bold, so that as soon as I see that number, it is okay. I would just go there, read that line, and I'll ask you what you did there. I don't have to read through your entire resume. If you're highlighting, my eyes would go there, my sight would go there, and I'll see that. I'll ask you questions on it. You'll be able to answer it. Should be very simple. Clean formatting. Do not try to keep it more fancier. Same format, same font style throughout your resume. Somewhere you're using Arial, somewhere you're using Times New Roman, again, somewhere you're using Word, and something. It should not be like that. Throughout your resume, font style should be same. Font size may vary, but font style should be consistent throughout your resume. Okay. Now, before we get into these online job portals, we'll take 5 minutes break and we'll come back. It is 11:30 now. We'll be back by 11:35. Okay. Online people, just put yourself on mute. We will connect back. Okay, I'm stopping the screen share for right now here. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Let me share my screen. Okay, is it visible? Can someone confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Vinny. All right. We all know there are a lot of online job portals available, right? Uh, Other than these mentioned, I wanted to know, according to you guys, uh, give me examples of job portals, at least 5. Naukri, LinkedIn, Apna. Okay.
Instagram.
Sorry?
Instagram.
Sorry, Kiran, I could not get that. What is it?
I'll just ping in the chat. Just
Okay. Okay, please.
Shine.com.
Shine.com. Okay. Insta Hire. Okay, I haven't heard about it. Insta Hire. Interesting. Okay. Indeed. Okay. So I would recommend LinkedIn is not just a job portal. It is a professional social network wherein you can create a brand for yourself. Number one, you can network with people. Okay. This is the first thing I would recommend everyone to have a good LinkedIn profile, try and have a good network. The next one is Naukri, Indeed. I don't know about, I really did not hear about Insta Hire, so I'm sorry, I may not be able to comment anything on it. Naukri, Times Jobs, Monster, Indeed. These are the few job portals. And I'm not sure how many of you have your resumes on these portals. How many of you have your resumes on which one? Shine, Naukri, and LinkedIn. Okay. 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 LinkedIn and Naukri. And here online, how many people have their resumes on which portals?
Naukri and LinkedIn.
Naukri and LinkedIn. Okay, Sai Kiran. Others?
Same, sir. Naukri and LinkedIn.
Naukri.
Naukri. Okay, Vinay. And anybody else? Okay, we'll move ahead. Have you been getting any calls from these portals? Naukri. When was the last time you updated your resume? You update your resume on Naukri daily. Okay. Once in a week. Okay. 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 Based on your previous experience, you are getting some notifications. Okay. You updated your resume 10 days back in Naukri. Okay. And here, Sai Kiran or anyone, Vinay, when was the last time you updated your resume?
5 days.
Sorry?
5 days back.
5 days back. Okay. Do you guys know that these portals actually follow a particular frequency of what do you call picking the resumes on certain days in a week? No? When? Which portal?
I think it is Naukri.
Okay. Any particular time that you can think of? 11, 12 in the morning.
Every day it gets Updated because
Uh-huh.
thousands of resumes comes in and comes out.
Yeah,
Goes
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. But okay, I'll share one document which I have consolidated. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. An Excel file which I created. Okay. Forget about the heading, but these are the timelines that usually these online portals follow so that your resume can get picked. Tuesday to Thursday, Naukri, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. is when best time to update your profile. Why? Because most of the recruiters in from MNCs or whatever company they are, now let's say I'm running a business and I need to hire a data analyst. For our purpose, we'll consider an example of a data analyst. Okay. Now I raised a requisition for an open position and I have emailed to the HR team. Okay, HR team that I need so and so experienced personnel for this role in my team. And this is a budget and whatever it is, the JD, everything I'll give to that team, the HR team. Now I did that on Friday. Let's suppose I did that on Friday or Thursday, whatever it is. Now HR might have received similar kind of requests from different departments. Yes. So what they'll do, they'll take at least 2 days of time to go through all those requests and consolidate that data with them. Number one. Now, either if I've sent on Thursday, they will receive they will receive the emails on Thursday and they'll sit on Friday and Monday to consolidate all these requests from different departments and different hiring managers. Now, on Tuesday morning, once they have that data ready for them, for all how many number of people I need to look for, what are the roles that I'm looking for, right? Now they will enter into the Naukri website. This is just an example on Tuesday. And they'll start looking for profiles. Usually they work in the morning shifts, 9 a.m. For the first 1 hour, they'll chit chat. All these things will happen. After that, they'll start their work of screening the resumes. Okay. Depending, they'll have some data with them. Okay. Data analyst role, 0 to or sorry, maybe 1 to 4 years of experience. Advanced Excel, SQL, Power BI, or Tableau are the keywords. They'll get into Naukri, they'll punch in those keywords and get the resumes. So by default, Naukri will give the top resumes to that recruiter. Top resumes, top updated or freshly updated resumes, because they will select a note or they'll select that option. The HR will select that option stating I need updated resumes, the current, the new resumes that I can find, not the resumes that were updated long back. I'll select that fresh resumes or resumes updated maybe 2 days back or something like that. Whoever is very eager to change their company or looking for a job opportunity, because those are the people I will target, right, as an HR. So now I have selected all those options. I have entered. Now Naukri is showing me around 500 resumes. Let's assume for our scenario. Now, how do you want or how would you want your resume to be in that top 500 resumes? One is your resume should have enough keywords and your resume should have been updated last 1 day or either Monday or Sunday, whatever it is. Okay. Let's say you are updating today. Let's consider today as Tuesday and you're updating your resume today only. There is a high chance or high probability of your resume getting into the top 500 if it is meeting that criteria of ATS friendly. All the keywords are there and you have recently updated your resume and the HR has selected the freshly updated resume as an option, right? Your resume will be on top. And if what all keywords he or she has entered in that system are there in your resume, at least there is a high chance or high possibility of you getting a call. This is your first win. The second win, once you get a call, how you talk to that interviewer. If you're talking good, that is your second win. If you're talking good and they're scheduling an interview, this is your second win. Be it whatever role it is for. Third one, you got your interview schedule. They've shared their JD and all. That's well and good. Fine. You go there, go for the interview, prepare and go for the interview. You perform well, that's your final win. So 3 wins. So let's say if you have not updated your resume, it was updated 1 week back, or maybe 10 days or 15 days back, or last month, or at least for last 2 months, you haven't updated your resume. What is the possibility of your resume getting picked, though you have every keyword, everything there? I know people might ask, I'm not looking out for any change. If you're not looking out for any change, there is no question of it. But if you are looking out for an opportunity, every week you need to update your resume depending on which website or portal your resume is in. Okay, that's what you need to do. Okay, for Naukri, Tuesday to Wednesday, you need to update your profile. If let's say you forgot to update on Tuesday, do it on a Wednesday around 9 a.m. or something like that, so that your resume gets picked around 10 to 12 and you get some notification that, okay, or maybe at least a call from the recruiter. Okay. Maybe they'll shortlist the resumes today on a Tuesday and they'll give a call on Wednesday. Because whatever feasible way of work they have, they'll do that. In that way, they'll work. Right? Do that. For Naukri, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 to 12 p.m. is the best time for you to update your resume. Now, what is it that you need to update, sir, on a weekly basis? There is no change in my. Open your resume, remove your name, add your name, update. Open your resume, delete one word, again replace that word, update. That is updating your resume. A simple change, even if you're changing a full stop or adding a full stop also, considers it as an update and upload it. It hardly takes 30 seconds, 1 minute, not more than that. Do that. For Naukri, this is the time. For Monster, this is the time. For Indeed, Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Depends on which portal your resume is in. For LinkedIn, Tuesday and Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. is the best time to do it. For Glassdoor is also another website. Glassdoor is best to get reviews about those positions, salary ranges available, and all those stuff. Okay. I don't think Glassdoor is that great with respect to upload your resume for, but LinkedIn is the best. Next, Naukri, Indeed, according to me. But if you have observed that Apna.com, the instahire.com, if they are good, then go ahead and do that. But I haven't heard about InstaHire, so I have no comments on it. But these are the popular job portals with a very huge database. Okay. And I'm sure even till date, the companies actually go into these websites for profiles. I'll share, Raman. I'll share. Yeah. Okay. So these are the websites and the timings for you guys to update your resumes. Any questions on this?
No, Ravi.
Simple. They don't want your profile. They need someone else, something. That's it. That's a simple reason. You know the answer, but still you're asking. Okay. See, again, I'll give you one statement. These are the things that are under your control, which you can do. Why you're not getting a call is not under your control, right? So that's the answer that I can give you. Okay? Shine is something I would not recommend. Shine actually spam a lot. spam, not scam, spam. Because I faced that long back, so I removed it. There is another website, Career Builder, it seems. I would say just go with the highlighted options, the amber color one, Naukri, Monster, Indeed, LinkedIn, and Glassdoor. Okay? That should be good enough. Most of the companies go through these websites. Okay. Databases of resumes. These are the people. Okay. And this was now let's discuss about specifically about LinkedIn. Okay. Something said, right? Nagaraj, sir, you have your resume on LinkedIn also. How do you think the people approach you when you uploaded your profile on LinkedIn? How? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. There are a lot of options available on LinkedIn. Let me open my LinkedIn page and show. This is my LinkedIn page. This is my profile here. Okay. Now, the first thing that we do is when we are actively looking for a job, we'll get into this job section and either look for a title or a skill, or we'll directly enter a company's name and look for jobs available in that company. Now, let's take example of Accenture. No, not directly company. We'll go with the title question. Data analyst. Done. What? Instead of posted at any time, go for either past 20 or past 24 hours. There are 95. You can also filter which company. You know that already? Now, even after doing this, you might ask me a question. We keep doing, follow these links, we don't get.
Rakesh, you are not audible.
Seriously? Oh, now?
Yes, it's
Now?
fine.
Okay. Interesting. Thanks for confirming. Okay. So you might ask me a question. We already follow these things. We look for jobs posted in past 24 hours. We look for company. We do that. Still, you don't get false. You apply for it. Again, it takes you to specific company's career portal. You apply. You don't get. Now, let's say there is another person who is actively using LinkedIn and who is having a good network. Network doesn't mean number of followers or connections on LinkedIn. Network, in my sense, or in true sense, I would say, means you are actually interacting more and more with the people in that particular industry. Not just saying hi or bye. You are indulging yourself in various conversations or trends that are happening in that industry. That, for me, or in a for anyone else, is the true meaning of networking. Network doesn't mean I have 500,000 connections. I will get a job easily. That's not how it works. Even if a person has 500,000 connections on LinkedIn, if I'm not using it optimally, okay, if I'm not using it optimally, then it is of no use. It's just like another social network profile that I have on Insta or Facebook. That's it. LinkedIn has got very good features, which when we use it to our advantage, your profile will stand out for sure. Okay. Now, one such thing. Let's say you wanted to get into a data analyst role. Of course, everyone wanted to get into that industry, data analytics, depending on different domains, be it finance, banking, or whatever it is. So what I do here is first, the first thing that I already told you, as you do not have experience in that data analysis, you'll work on projects, post that on LinkedIn, right? Start writing a post about it. Okay. What do you want to talk about? Mention that, okay, here is my first project as a data enthusiast, as a data or an analytics enthusiast. Here is my first project that I worked on. And I was able to identify certain insights out of that data and post that. Maybe you have posted it on some Power BI blog somewhere, and you'll share that link here with an image or whatever it is. Where tag that Power BI community, data analytics community, some company, and all that. Obviously, they'll get notified. This is how we reach more people. You'll post that here, and at the bottom, feedbacks are welcome. Okay, feedback as a new comer for this data analyst, I would like feedback and improvements. Obviously, people, okay, everyone knows this. Okay. As a human being, everyone wants to give suggestions. Everyone like to give suggestions, right? So when you mention that at the bottom, feedbacks are welcome. People will come when you're tagging them. People will come and give you suggestions. Do not think that, "Arey, who is he to suggest me or who is he to recommend?" Take that as a constructive feedback or work on it. Few people are very genuine who will give real feedback. Few people just want to vent their frustration on social media, so they'll also do that. Ignore those kind of comments. Just say, thanks for the feedback and leave it. Do not take it to ego and start arguing with them here, like how people argue on Twitter and other websites. This is not the area where you need to do that. Post, post about your work. Initiate a conversation in the chat itself. Yeah. See what people are saying. Okay. If you have identified, if someone has commented on your post, send a connection request to them. They'll connect with you. Go through their profile. See what they have posted, especially in what do you call in the data analysis industry, or follow certain pages on this. And there are forums actually. Follow some groups, Power BI Business Intelligence Group. Okay. There are a lot of people who put their work or who actually post such polls on LinkedIn. Okay. Where people post something like this. Okay. Here he's talking about, imagine a workspace where your ideas don't compete for space, they coexist. Go through that profile. If you can comment on these kind of highly complex topics, then go ahead and if you don't want, leave it, just like it. Say that it was very informative something because you learned something new. See for something which is aligned with your basic level of understanding and comment on it. Okay. Or if you want to create a brand for yourself, even you can start some polls in these kind of groups wherein people will be interested to share their opinion. Talk to them. Once you build a relationship with those people, that is when you can look for jobs. You're not directly going and said, hey, can you refer me? I saw this. Like, look, I have a lot of things to take care of. Why would I even show that interest? Right? This is how you kind of build a brand for yourself on LinkedIn by initiating a conversation. First thing, posting about your work, initiating a conversation, going to different people's profiles and see what they have posted, which is aligning with your area of work. Try commenting there, again, initiate a conversation, praise them for their work. Don't flatter them, but praise them for good thing. Give good feedback, positive feedback. And if you're not understanding something that they have done, the work that they have done. Ask questions. People will be happy to explain about their work. That's a human psychology. If you're not understanding, they'll be happy to brag about their work. That's the right word I would say. Okay. So go ahead and do that. Use that simple tricks. Talk to them. Understand. Hey, your work seems to be very interesting. Okay. I know that 1.1, point 2 is this, but I was somewhere a little skeptical. I did not understand this point 3. Could you please elaborate on it if you're free? We'll say, okay, yeah, sure. You'd like to explain it. Is it fine if we can talk about this over a call? Share that number, you can talk to them. Keep it. Let's say if I am a manager or a senior manager, and I'm very much into this data analysis, posting on LinkedIn, and I'm already working on a research, and I like to post about that research on this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not hesitating to say this because I am not aware about this LinkedIn and Naukri.com. I've never used before that much familiar.
Okay.
I use LinkedIn to post my company's uh, brand promotions.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can go through my profile so that you can get to know. But do we really upload our resumes into the site? If yes, then where? I just wanted to know.
I'm unable to find. Oh, sorry.
Uh, Bandi Satish. You can type it as Bandi Satish.
Is this the one, the first one?
Yeah. No, 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 not that one.
Not this one. Lead consultant, open text assistant
Regional
manager.
account manager. You will get to see regional account manager. There, the second one.
This one?
Yeah.
Regional account manager at Optum. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your question, Satish?
So, do we really upload resume into the site? If yes, then where? That is what my question first. Then I have a lot of questions on this LinkedIn and Naukri because
Okay.
I never
Okay.
used that much way familiar with this.
Okay, okay, fine, not a problem. I'll cover that. I'll cover that.
Yeah.
So where were we initially? So basically, you kind of create that kind of a network which would help you to land in a job that you are looking for, or maybe you will learn something out of those interactions, right? If you did not have these things in your hand, did not have these things, obviously there is a less chance of you highlighting yourself without what do you call it? Going to the interview, right? Interview is the only place when you're directly talking to the panel. What if in your network someone, when you are already networking, do you even think that you need to apply on a company website to get a job? You know, if that person already knows you and have interacted with you and he knows that you have a very keen interest in this particular industry, if there is an opening, he will directly contact you. You don't even have to go through that traditional process of going to their website and applying. I'm not saying only follow this process. This is a added advantage. Follow the traditional process also, but this will give you an edge over hundreds and thousands of people out there. Okay. And coming to your point, Satish, of resume, what I'll do is I have something called as featured section here,
Yeah.
or I have something called as where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Education. I can apply as, an image of my resume here itself and upload and put it in and feature it so that it is highlighted here.
Can you show me as a practical. Oh, okay. You just update your all the resume details here,
Yes, not all, a few details,
which is key details. Yeah,
key details, and upload it.
that's all.
That's it. And make sure you're featuring it so that it is available here. It is highlighted here.
How can we do that? Featuring that means?
Okay. If I come here, edit your image, whatever certificates or education is at the bottom, you just need to, one second, where is it? Where is it? Here. Don't think it is here. One second. In my licenses and certifications, if I come here, it's something called as featured option. Where is that? Low credential. There's some option there. I one second. Chamber. And yeah, directly upload your resume directly here. It gets uploaded here directly.
Mm-hmm.
Featured in the featured section.
Oh,
Featured
acha.
section, add media.
Okay.
It is accepting all the file options. Okay.
Okay.
So it gets highlighted in the featured section of your profile. Okay.
Just
Yeah.
second.
And I think there was someone's resume. Who was it? Madhavi. Madhavi actually mentioned a lot of information in her resume, right? So instead of those things being mentioned there, we can actually do that in the about section here.
Can
You can
I
actually
share my screen, Rakesh?
okay,
Yeah.
one second. Let me stop sharing. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, we can see it.
Where is that featured option is showing?
Bandi, click on your name, Bandi Satish. That is where you get into your profile. Come down,
I came from there only, yeah.
come down, come down. So,
Mm.
okay. Do one thing. Go to the top. There, enhance your profile resources. Click on that pencil mark under your name. So no, not there. Towards the right, just above. Click on that. I wanted to see it come down slowly. Check. Let's see that. Come down. Close. Come down. Add enhance profile. Okay, add profile section. Click on add profile section. Come down, career break, skills, additional, click on additional. We see anything there? Recommended, one recommended. Search project. Add featured, the first one. Yeah. Now you'll see that featured section. Got it?
Okay.
You want to add a post, add it. Add an article, add it. Add a link, add it. Add a media or documents presentations, you can do that. Okay.
Where we came from, and
Add profile section under recommended. Recommended, first one, add featured. Add licenses and certifications, all those things. Just explore it. Should be
Yeah.
able to get it. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So yes. So what all things that Madhavi mentioned in her professional summary, there are 3 to 4 paragraphs. Right? So all those things can be mentioned here, the about section. That too, try to put it short and crisp, uh, be to the point, and if you want to use them as a bullet points, do that.
Okay.
We can mention that, and try to highlight your achievements or certifications in the featured section, like we just
Mhm.
showed.
Mm.
And all your posts and activities obviously will be mentioned here, will be highlighted. Your experience, what you did,
Mhm.
your education, and also mention your licenses and certification section. By default, it was not there for Satish. He had to add these in the add sections area. Where was it? Here, add profile section.
Okay.
Go there and explore stuff.
Sure. Sure, Rakesh.
Yeah. And there are some things which you want to highlight. I have highlighted my volunteering experiences and all. I have also added that section volunteering. Skills, I've added recommendations. There is another thing known as endorsement. I think I did not add that endorsement section. I should be adding it. Recommendations is the other section where you can. Sorry, did someone say anything online? Okay. So recommendations is one such section on LinkedIn wherein either you can recommend someone or someone can recommend you. Okay. Now, as I mentioned previous in our first class, when you're working on projects, you can ask those people with whom you have worked, especially the hiring manager or the project lead or whoever that you're working for. As soon as you complete that project, ask them to give a recommendation on LinkedIn that this person, let's say Venu worked on a project for 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is, be it an internship also, that's fine. Using my skill set or my strengths, I've worked on that project and internship I've completed. The person, okay, either the college, if it's an internship, it will be some project manager, whoever it is. If it's a project, whoever it is, the supervisor with whom you work, they'll share their experience. Okay, Venu is a pretty good performer. He has worked on XYZ project. He showcased XYZ skills or leadership skills or analytical skills in efficiently working in this project, and some lines they'll put that. You can also put these over there. Okay, in recommendations. The more and genuine recommendations, the good it is for you guys. Okay, especially not from everyone, not just from your friends. I would say get these recommendations from people with at a senior positions. Senior positions in the sense from your manager, senior manager. If from your college, professors, senior professors. If you're people who are working on PhDs, theses, get endorsements or sorry, recommendations from those senior professors from specific universities. That way. Because you're mentioning about your LinkedIn URL in your resumes, number one. Number two, there are some options. Let's say, let me go to the jobs section again. show you something. And I'm looking for a data. I'm a data analyst. And there is a link in easy apply. If I click on that in easy apply, it is asking me these details. If I click on next, as I've already uploaded my resume, it will ask me which one should I use and it will review it and apply. Okay. So what happens is there is every possibility that they are also the HR or the recruiting team will also be able to view your profile by using that resume. They'll come here to your profile. They'll just go through it once. They'll directly get into that feature section. What have you highlighted in your profile? And they'll also see what kind of posts have you been. This happens mainly in some senior positions. Okay. Senior positions like for managers, senior manager, lead consultants, senior consultants, because they wanted to know what kind of a person we are hiring them for. Okay. They'll also see what kind of activity you're doing on LinkedIn. Is it just you're liking some random shit or you're really into that field that you're saying? Okay. They'll just go through your profile, something like this, and they'll see, go to this recommendation section and what kind of people, okay, people with what stature have recommended you or have endorsed you, what kind of skill set. It hardly takes 3 to 5 minutes for me to just go through your profile, screen it, and understand you to some extent. And when you come for an interview, I'll talk to you. This happens especially for the senior positions. Now, sir, I'm not a senior position, I'm a fresher. For those kind of people, you need to put in the efforts to build a brand for yourself. Like Satish said, go to his profile and he said he used it for posting about his work. Do that. At the same time, also interact with similar kind of people. Interact, talk. We usually do that in our social lives directly, meeting different kind of people, interact with them, try to know different aspects of that business and other stuff, right? Similarly, we are doing it online using this LinkedIn platform. It's the same, there is no difference. Just that you need to know how to do posts, run polls, interact in conversations, comment on people's work. You post something, initiate a conversation, try to build a relationship, move ahead from there. Right? People are interested to talk about their work. Everyone wants attention. Everyone wants attention. Human craves for attention. How do you get that attention? First, you give that attention, you will get that attention. Okay. Everyone knows that. That's a fact. That's why people use Insta and everything, right? Everyone craves for attention. But what kind of attention matters? Here we are seeking for professional attention, right? In a professional way, right? Use it. Where is the word? I'm unable to remember that. Huh? No, 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 not that, not that. Mm, I don't know. I'm unable to recall that word, but I'll tell you once I remember that. Recently, there was some workshop conducted in our company when they were talking about AI models. In that workshop, they were also talking about one important thing: how the rapid use of AI is actually increasing the global warming percentage. How? So they spoke about it. How, in the sense, now these AI tools, ChatGPT or whatever it is, whenever you are giving a prompt in it, okay, the backend, it needs to get the data from various databases. There are very huge data centers for ChatGPT, for Facebook, for LinkedIn, for Microsoft, and all these big companies, for Google. They're very huge data centers wherein their computing speed is very high. Just imagine the kind of heat that gets generated when you're using laptop for 1 hour, it gets heated, right? Now just imagine I'm sitting somewhere and I'm trying to get some details out of AI, and the kind of load that is put on those data centers or those servers, how huge it is, and what kind of cooling systems are needed to make sure they are performing optimally. Just imagine this AC. Now it is running at 20 degrees Celsius, so it is keeping us cool. Outside, just go and stand near that compressor. How much heat it generates? Just this 1.5 or 1 ton AC, and the compressor used for it is generating so much of heat. Just imagine there is a data center which is spread across 50 acres. Huge number of servers. There are thousands of servers. The data is continuously being transferred. How much cooling temperatures that data center would need, and when those HVAC systems are running, how much heat is being generated, right? So there was a word that used for usage of these AI. I'm still unable to recollect that. Anyways, so they're saying whenever you're, because there is something called as large large language models that run behind these ChatGPT and other AI tools. Large language models. They're very huge queries that run and which needs a lot of computing power, which we can't even imagine. Okay. And there is a lot of huge heat generated out of it. So going forward, what they are planning is they are trying to build some data centers in ocean instead of on land, so that there is no need of coolant because water is already there, which acts as a coolant, and there is not much of harm to our earth. That is what they are trying. In future, you would see some data centers inside oceans, built inside oceans. That's what they are planning. Yeah, I think we got deviated. I thought it was a good information to share. Yeah. That is what you need to do. You need to initiate conversations, interact, build a network, and then create a good brand for yourself. Okay. Any questions till now? As a Tableau developer, what are the tasks that you need to do? Are you aware of Tableau public website? Beta, 1 second. Public.tableau.com. This one, this web page. I'll show you. I'll log into my profile and I'll show you. Long time back, I actually had a profile. Now there are a lot of updates. See what brings you to Tableau Public. Learn data skills, career growth, find inspiration, join the community, showcase my work, just curious. Initially, these options were not there. I think it's been a long time for me since I've used Tableau Public. Now let's say you want to learn data skills, number one, career growth, showcase my work, join community. I also find inspiration. Submit. Recent activities. See, there are people who have showcased their work on Tableau public website. They're just showcasing their creative skills by using Tableau. What kind of data analysis they have performed. Now, if I go to my profile, It is a community. Tableau Public is a community. Someone has posted their visual resume. This guy posted his visual resume. Just take a look. That's his resume. It is a dashboard, but it is a visual resume. He has just did that to show his strength in data storytelling, dashboarding techniques, and how good he is with, how creative he is with visualization. At the same time, he's also showing the achievements. 3 times Tableau Public Ambassador, 8 times he got Whiz of the Day award, and he has got 10+ years of experience. He's showing his skills in this map here, adaptability, communication, all those things. The tools he's good with, D3.js, Figma, InDesign, Python, Power BI, SQL, Tableau. His experience in the form of some sort of a timeline graph. He's used what do you call chart? Pareto chart. I think it is a Pareto chart on the chart. Yeah, he has used that to show the timeline and since when he has worked as what. Okay, right. And where did he work? I'm selecting ICF International. Not showing that. If I click on map, okay, it was on table. Okay, fine. Initially it was on table. His portfolio, basically his other visualizations that he has posted on Tableau Public. If I click on this, it will take me to that particular visualization. Where is it there? Just looking at this, I can actually go to his visualization. This is his work. Some brief explanation about this thing. So similarly, if you want to learn Tableau and get into these things, you can post your work here, highlight it. People will watch, people will see, okay, and they'll get to know about you. So now this resume is there, right? If I click on download, few people will put it for download, few people will not put it for download. You see, I can only download it as a PDF image. Few people will put it as Tableau workbook as well. You can download their Tableau and see how did they do it so that you can practice for yourself. But there are few intelligent people out there. What they do is they directly download it, do some minor 1 or 2 changes. They put their name and they upload it stating that it is their work. That happened. So for the same reason, most of them, what they do is when they are doing such sort of creative visualizations here on Tableau, especially, they'll hide that option of downloading of Tableau workbook. So they'll only do it as image, PDF, PowerPoint.
What is this profile, Rakesh? I was missed a power issue today.
Okay. Now I was walking them through the Tableau public website. So someone using Tableau has created a resume. Some
Okay.
random guy has prepared a resume. I was just showing it to them. That's it.
Okay.
A visual resume. So people have posted a lot of analysis out there. Superstore data set. Someone created a dashboard using Superstore Business Dashboard 2025. Superstore Regional Performance Overview 2022 versus 2021. It is by default giving me my name here. Did you see? I did not post it, but it is giving me my name. You know how it is speaking? The person who has logged into Tableau Public, I logged in. Now he's saying that, hello, the person who has logged in, you can download the PDF file here. Interesting thing, right? See, in the information tab, these are the things that he's mentioning, how to interact with his dashboard. Right? That's how we take care. Let's see whether we can download this workbook or not. I don't think we can. See, we can. We can download this workbook. And if you want to kind of what do you call imitate some work from this particular dashboard, you can do that and mention. Do not forget to mention that their name inspired by this person, and I again created my own dashboard and posted it. At least they'll feel happy. Direct copy కొట్టడం కన్నా see what it is. Let's say I kind of liked this image part. They are not the exact people. He might have brought it from somewhere on AI generated images, whatever it is. He used that he came up with some names and he has used some random images and pasted it. Let's say I like how he used these charts. So I would like to use these kind of graphs for my data. Mention that, okay, this is the design that I was inspired by so and so person. And post your work on this website. This is how you do it. Tableau published report. This is a no, you can't make any changes here. You can download and see how did they make those build that report in the first case. Yeah. I worked on it long back. This is my work. Long back. This was a dashboard for one of the interviews that I created. I think this was for State Street. Long back, I think 7-8 years back. For State Street interview, I created this dashboard and shared the link because they wanted me to create one dashboard. They gave me 2 or 3 days of time. I created and I sent the link to them. It's long, long back. Depends on how soon you can prepare. Depends on you, person to person. Someone can. There are Tableau competitions that happen. Tableau Iron Fist competition every year. They give you the data. Okay, they give you the data and give you around 2 to 3 days, maybe 1 day or 2 days time to understand the data and clean your data. But there is a time limit given to you. On the stage, there are 3 finalists. There are 3 finalists on the stage, that given system. And I think there's 30 minutes or so. In 30 minutes, you need to use the data and start building your visualization. In 30 minutes, you need to build a visualization. Data cleaning and everything is already done. It's already done. Okay. Just that you need to start building your visualization. Connect to the data set and start building 30 minutes. So whoever completes they do not look for the time, how soon they have finished, but they look for how well you're telling a story out of that data and what kind of creative visualizations you're using. How strong is your story? How appealing the audiences, how appealing it is to the audiences. View some videos on YouTube, Tableau, Iron Fist competitions. You'll get to know. They will. That's what I'm saying. They will tell. They'll explain. They'll come to each and every participant on the stage. There are 3 finalists, I told you, right? They'll come to you. Let's say Priyansh, Venu, and Nagendra. There are 3 finalists. So I'm the host of that competition. I'm coming to you. You have come. All 3 people have completed your visualization. I'll come to you and ask you. So what does your visualization say? You'll explain about it in maybe 2 to 3 minutes, something like that. You'll explain. So there will be a jury who will be sitting. They will give you points, scoring. Then they'll finalize the winner. That's how it works. It's a very good platform. Tableau Public is also a very good platform. I think for Power BI also we have something similar, but I don't think they are conducting such sort of competitions as such. But I think they do have some sort of hackathons and other stuff wherein you can showcase your work over there. That's how things work. Anything else? Any questions still here? For
Clear, Rakesh, so far.
sorry.
So far, it's clear.
Okay, okay, Satish. Okay, I was actually taking some question here from the class.
Oh, acha, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no, no.
Rakesh, one question from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be having LinkedIn learnings, right? So will it add to our profile? Will it be an advantage to add those things?
Yeah, it is good to add those LinkedIn learnings, those courses and certifications on your LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
mostly on LinkedIn, the courses are very short span.
Yes.
They're either 1 hour, 2 hours, or half an hour, something like that. But still, it is good to mention them on your LinkedIn profile. Yeah,
Okay.
they hardly cover only overview stuff and other. They do not get into details, especially the free courses. Uh, but I would suggest if you want to do something, do from Coursera.
Mm-hmm.
Coursera have good set of courses and certifications in it. They also offer some diploma kind of courses as well through Coursera. Do them because they are from pretty very good universities. I think that would definitely uh, give you an added advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Coursera.
Coursera, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll explore it.
This is a website. Are you able to see it?
Yes.
Coursera is up.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
the one. There are a lot of domains available. Take a course for free: data science, business, computer science. See, if I get into data science, click on data science. Indian Statistical Institute is actually offering postgraduate diploma in applied statistics. IBM data analyst, Google data analytics, University of Pittsburgh, Masters of Data Science. All these things are there. Okay, just explore them. You'll get to know. Okay.
Thank you, Rakesh.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have a question here from Rema. He is asking, are there any platforms wherein you can showcase your Power BI work? I told you, right, in LinkedIn, there is a Power BI group. I'm not sure because I haven't explored specific portal for Power BI. Power BI. Comes to publish. Microsoft Power BI forum ఉంది కదా. Community ఉంది ఇది Power Fabric community. దీంట్లో we'll see. We have a forum called as Power BI. I think we're already there. You can start conversating here, and there are some topics already. Desktop. With respect to desktop, you can do something here. Most of them, how to create a matrix headers. You can put in your content, ask questions. There will be people who will resolve your doubts as well. Okay. Try to explore this one. I haven't explored, but try to explore. Any other questions? Mm-hmm. Sorry? Okay, okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Rahman here is asking if we are not getting any job opportunities in Hyderabad, do we get calls from Pune or some other this thing? That depends on the kind of preferences that you set for your job application. If you have uploaded your resume on Naukri and mention only Hyderabad, you'll only get Hyderabad. If you select Hyderabad, Pune, Bangalore, Chennai, whatever it is, selecting the preferences matters. That is when your resume is also uh, shortlisted in different states, geographically in different geographies. If not, it may not be. So it depends whether you want to relocate, then mention that in your preferences when you're uploading your profile on any job portal, be it LinkedIn, Naukri, Indeed, whatever it is. Select your preferences wisely so that you get enough calls. It totally depends on your personal preferences. Okay. Guys, just give me 1 minute. I'll be back. I'm putting myself on mute. All right. So, all this while we kind of discussed about how we kind of brand ourselves on LinkedIn. This is a step-by-step process, how we can do that, how to brand and create a better uh, LinkedIn profile, especially for a data analyst. Okay. Optimize your LinkedIn profile picture and banner. Okay. Mostly use professional pics. Few people kind of do post some other pics altogether on LinkedIn. Okay. Which is not at all good. So crafting a story or a headline like this one. For my profile, this is the headline. This is the headline. Okay. What are the things?
Can this document can be shared?
I will share. I will share.
Okay,
I will share these things with you. Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. Using this kind of a headline and highlight the key skills and uh, tools and about summary. I told you, right? In that about section, what you need to mention, how you need to mention. Okay. Relevant skills and endorsements at the bottom. Okay. In the skills section. Detail your experiences and project in this experience section. Where exactly? Here at the bottom. Here, this section, experience section. Your certifications. Okay. Share the content and build your personal brand. How? Write posts about your data projects and learning journey, industry trends and insights. If you're doing some research, do some research and say that, talk about that trend, post it. Okay. Lessons from online courses and certifications. You have learned something new in a course. Talk about that course. What were your learnings, your findings? Post that on a link or post that on the LinkedIn. And network strategically. How? Connect with industry professionals, recruiters, and follow data analysts. Sorry, fellow data analysts. Directly, if you find an HR, just try just follow blindly going ahead and following them and always pinging them. Let me know if you have any job. Let me know if you have any job. That's a very wrong way of doing it. They'll simply block you. That's it. So instead of that, like I told you, see, do the look at their content, what kind of things they are doing. Okay. And at times the HRs will also post some jobs on their profiles as a LinkedIn post and tag different forums. When you're following a page, you'll automatically get that notification as well. Okay. See that, look at it and say, talk to them. They'll respond. What is it that they are looking for? This is what they are looking for. Fine. Have a discussion. If you think you can apply, then go ahead and share your profile. They'll ask you to share your resume. Do it. Okay. Stay active and keep your profile updated always. Okay. Use professional picture and avoid using selfies, casual and low quality photos. Clear and keyword optimized. Send professional and concise messages when reaching out to recruiters. It should be very professional. Okay. Be consistent with updates. Ask for recommendations from former colleagues or mentors, which I already mentioned. Showcase your project certification and for practical experience. Do that. Okay. That's how you need to follow when you are creating. And I think there is one option where it is polls. I've mentioned something about polls as well somewhere. Let me check. Where is it? Around the where is polls? It's where did I mention? Is this? But yeah, like I already showed you right on LinkedIn. Create some polls if you think you just want to know the thought process of certain individuals on certain topic, you can create some polls and display those results on your post, and then try to start a conversation. That's how you do it. But it's just a smart way of doing things, other than just only following traditional ways of finding a job or building a network. Unfortunately, we are living in a world wherein everyone needs validation, everyone needs attention. So that's the reason we had to follow this, so that you have an edge over your competitors in the market. If you're not showing people that you exist, nobody will care. I know it's unfortunate, but still, especially when you're trying to uh, build or grow in your career, definitely show. I mean, showcasing yourself in a proper way, in a professional way is good. Not in an unprofessional way, but professional way is anytime good. Okay. Any questions on this? Statistics for a data analyst is not required. Statistics for a data analyst is not at all required, I would say. The basic things, the average, mean, median, mode, these are more than enough. But if you are getting into a data science, then definitely some amount of statistics is required. I would say, definitely. Okay, the question here is how much responsibility for a fresher as a data analyst would have if he or she joins the company? To answer that question, Priyansh, depends on the job. Mostly as a fresher, the kind of work a data analyst would have is either on Excel or Power BI or Tableau, not beyond that. Not beyond that. And there would be an existing project already. Okay, and there'll be some senior analysts who will be a part of your team. So your expectation would not be very high. Definitely not be very high as a fresher. You are expected to do what you're supposed to do. That's it. There are no unrealistic expectations set for a fresher, especially, I would say. When you're learning, especially for the first 6 months, they would let you learn things and do it at your own pace. But after 6 months, then definitely they'll give you certain targets, by this time you need to finish and all that stuff. That expectation anyone will have in any organization. No. See, okay. If I have to get into details, right? There is already an existing project. Some work is already being done. So a senior analyst, you'll be sitting with a senior analyst and buddying up with them. He or she will walk you through what's happening, what kind of project they are currently working on. Okay, you will learn about it. You'll ask questions if you have any. That is how you learn about the project. Now they'll directly not give you that project on a whole. You'll just be doing some things in that project. Let's say they are working on one particular report, report. You are working on a different report. Only after knowing what's happening there, they'll give you maybe at least an easier one, an easier task first. You'll work on it. Then you'll say, okay, I finish. If you have any doubts, you'll ask. That's how it starts. But if you're a senior analyst, then maybe the expectation would be different. But as a fresher, they'll not directly throw a project on your face and start. They'll not ask you to start working on it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Absolutely. So Priyansh is saying there were two people. One of his friend got hired for an MNC and the other person got hired for a startup. their experiences were totally different. The fresher actually got enough, the person joined MNC, got enough training and other stuff, but the person who joined the startup did not get that enough training. After the first 15 days itself, he was asked to start working on a live project, which he had no idea about. That's the scenario with the startups. That's what happens in most of 90% of the startups. That's what happened because they expect you to start exploring and start doing it by yourself. There are two different aspects to look at. One is in an MNC, everything is already established, everything is streamlined, everything is done. You are just going and being a part of it. But with a startup, everything is at the beginning of the in the beginning phase. Even the company CEO or MD, whoever it is, the founder, is also in a state where he's also exploring different stuff. He or she. So what happens is they have a lot of things to worry about, right? So they trust you and they want you to have the same kind of mindset that they have. Do things on a trial and error basis and learn it. I don't care how you learn it. That's the startup mindset. Even if you fail, maybe they'll yell at you or maybe they'll give a feedback, but take it. But get the things done. That's the kind of attitude or mindset you need to have if you are going to a startup. You need to be ready for it. You can't expect, array, he is asking me, he's yelling at me, I can't work and all that stuff. Sorry. Exactly. What's the task? You are always welcome to ask questions, but you can't say no directly straight away. Especially in this kind of an example in a startup. Obviously, then he would say, then what's the point in hiring you? And the situation is not only with work, with respect to other stuff as well. If you have questions, ask. Then and there itself. Do not delay it. That shows your attitude towards accepting challenging things and how you are overcoming them. And of course, learning. Right? You need to be ready. You need to have that shift in your mindset when you're joining a startup. You cannot compare yourself with a person who is working in MNC. Never compare that. I mean, not just MNC, I would say, well-established organization, which has been maybe for 30, 40 years. Never compare yourself or that person should never compare. A person working for a startup is different and the person working for a well-established organization is different. Right? Yeah. Any other questions? Are we good? So I'll be sharing this document and that job portals document. And also I'll be sharing another sheet which talks about some tips about salary negotiation. Okay, I'll also share that document with you guys. And a set of email templates, especially which are used in the beginning stages of your career. How to handle tough peers. Tough people are always around us because everyone is selfish with respect to their work. So how to handle them professionally without getting into a fight. Those kind of templates are there. And also handling tough stakeholders or tough bosses. Few email templates. These are the documents that I'll be sharing via email. Okay. Good. Are we good?
Yes,
Perfect.
Rakesh.
Yeah. Thanks, Satish. Any questions from people online?
No, Rakesh, thank you for all the guidance you provided for the last
Yeah.
in these
Thanks,
two
man.
sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it was very helpful to you guys.
Yes, yes. If at all we have to reach, can we mail to your ID?
Yeah. Yeah. You can.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
If not, I think you're already there in that WhatsApp group, right?
But I don't think your number is in that group.
Nah, I was the one who
They,
messaged in that group where
it's a
call
different
starts around
name.
15.
It's a
Nah,
different
nah.
name.
No, no, that's the name that I put there, but that's my name.
What
Acha.
is your number here, Rakesh?
Um, The one that dropped the message stating we are starting our class by 10
Ah.
15 a.m.
Tirumala Vinod.
Putra. That's my parents' name.
Oh
Acha.
my
Save
God.
it as Rakesh in your mobile. That way it'll be good. I think your number is not, my number is not saved, right? That's the reason you're seeing it that way.
Acha, acha. Okay, okay. Ending
Yeah.
with 949.
Yes, that's my number.
Okay. Yeah.
But I would suggest not to message on that number. I would put another number on the chat, which I use for specifically in talking to the students and other. Let me put that here in the chat. This is a number, sorry. 1 second. Yeah, this is a number. 8341051021. Because the other one is my personal number. So this is the other one which I use specifically for trainings and other stuff.
Thank you, Rakesh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anytime. I'll also ask the front office team to add this particular number to that group and remove my
Okay.
personal number from there so that we can stay in touch in that group directly rather than
Oh.
create a separate group. Okay.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. And I think there was a question. Sorry, I forgot to address that. LinkedIn profile. Okay. What we need to add to LinkedIn profile for freshers and how to search for data analyst roles for freshers. I don't know, Krupa, are you still on the call? Yeah, I think she is. Fine. I will just go there, go to the LinkedIn profile and directly search for data analyst. Okay, let me get into the jobs section and look for data analyst roles and the experience level, especially the entry level, because you are a fresher, so that I will select as entry level in the at the experience option out here. And when was it posted? I would go for past 24 or max to max past week, just to avoid the number of applicants for it. Okay. Now looks like there are 300 change data analyst role for entry level. Okay. Why are we getting senior data analyst role? Nonsense. Entry level. What? My bad. Analyst, online data analyst, analyst. These are all entry level data analyst. I can click, let's click on this and you can click on apply directly. Either it will take you to the company's career website or you can directly apply from there itself. They will mention by just for the sake of doing it. So now in this case, it actually took us to the company's webpage about the role. See how creative way they have mentioned about the role. Power up your pins to improve online mapping for your town, city, or country. We are looking for people who understand the importance of accurate directions. You valued this when you traveled and explored new places. This is just a way of explaining you what they are looking for. Evaluator attributes, which means what they are looking for in the candidate. Resident, you will need to be living in the India for the last 5 years and have fluent English. This role requires the self-discipline to set your own schedule and provide services from the comfort of your home, which is a permanent remote work. Being adept at navigating the web with good research skills to find the right information in a timely way, excellent research skills. Assessment ready. You will need to complete and pass an online assessment based on use case requirements to qualify as an evaluator. Which means this is some sort of an evaluator role which they are looking for. And what are the requirements? Laptop or computer login account, malware protection system or antivirus definitely would be required. Something. So if you want to know more, submit your profile, but they'll get back to you. I don't know what exactly they are in. Needs a contract. Okay. You need to better research about what this company is into. Okay. But yeah, let me go back to answer the question. This is how we search for data analyst roles, and depending on the level of experience, is it internship, entry, associate, mid-senior, director, or executive? Definitely it is entry level for freshers, and senior level it is mid-senior level. We'll select that and go ahead and start applying for those roles onto your right. Read through that job description. See, these are the requirements. Must be living in India for minimum 5, must pass some exam that they are looking for, must be willing to work a minimum of 10 to 20 hours per week, depending on the task availability. Okay, it's basically a remote job. I don't know what do they do, but let's see what they do. See, they are actually in the field of data only, but they are actually collating or consolidating location data. That's the reason they are asking you should be a part of India for the last at least for 5 years, so that you are aware of the basic locations wherever you are residing. Okay. Is a provider of location-based machine learning, training data, and model evaluation solutions to leading global consumers. So they collate the data and they provide the data to different clients. They are into that business. Got it? For a starter, I would say this is also a good role, because you'll understand data. What kind of data company can handle, for which market, or who are our clients. Because this data, he's saying that they provide data for training purpose. Training in the sense, there is something called as training the AI models. Have you heard about it? In machine learning algorithms, there is a training data set and the main data, test data set. Okay. In order to train the model for data accuracy, you need some subset of data. Using that, the model, the machine learning algorithm gets trained on that first. After that, you actually supply the original data. That is when you build a model. Okay. So that kind of training data is what this company provides to their clients. So they are consolidating that set of training data. For a fresher, I would say this is a good start to understand data and explore that industry and all. Yeah. Where were we? Let me go back. This is how we basically look for applying fresher data analyst roles. And the profile for freshers, Krupa, should be more on what are your aspirations? What do you want to do? What are your interests and that stuff? That should be explained in the about section, whether you're data enthusiast and all that stuff. For you, for freshers, especially, there might not be so much of information to put here, but at least 1 or 4 or 5 lines about what you are looking out for. Those things should be mentioned. And of course, if you have done any certifications, and the other sections remains the same. Internships, if you have done in the experience area, you'll mention that. Education in education area, rest everything remains same. And of course, if you want to mention any sort of volunteering activities that you have done, some that you done in your college days, or you do it on your in your personal life as well, you can mention that. These are the things that we do. There was other question. What was it? What will be the team size of data analysts for any projects in MNCs? Okay. This depends on the size of the project. If it's very huge, mostly what happens is, uh, let's say let's say if it is a service-based company will ideally have different clients, and one particular department may have 5 to 6 clients, and there are multiple teams. Each team is catering to one particular client, and that particular team has around 5 to 6 data analysts, 2 fresher data analysts, and 2 to 3 senior data analysts, and 1 lead or a manager, whoever it is. That's how it is typically sized. If say there is a bigger team, 10 to 15 people are there, and there is a they are actually catering to a one big client, or maybe they can also cater to multiple clients at the same time. And this may happen that 2 people are supporting one client, 3 people are supporting another client, but they all belong to the same team. It all depends on how that company wants to operate. So there is no specific size as such. If my operating model is this way, that my single team will cater to multiple clients, I can design my operating model in such a way. If not, if I want to handle one client, the entire team only handles one client, I can do that as well. That depends on how much of work that we are getting, the volume of work that we are getting, and how I want to optimally use my resources. That it depends on those things. Those business decisions need to be done on considering all these different parameters. The client size, the amount, the volume of work that we are doing for that client, and do I really need to utilize all the 5 to 6 resources only on that client? Depends, volume. These are other business decisions that I need to make. That is basically taken care by the management, not us. I hope I was able to answer your question. Kiran. Okay. Yep. Any other questions from anyone? If not, I think we are good. Done?
Yes.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot, everyone. One request from my side is to uh, please write a review about this session on Google on the Excelytics page. Please do mention my name so that I would also like to know how the sessions were. There are any areas of improvement, you can drop that in the group, in the WhatsApp group. But yes, I wanted to know how did this go on Google video. Okay.
Sure, Rakesh.
Sure,
Thank
Rakesh.
you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Rakesh. Have a great day.
Yep.
Bye-bye.